Do you hear that? That's the watershed moment. There's been quite a few lately, in my opinion. I have to say 2023 is shaping up to be a very interesting year. Now, for those of you who are paying attention, there's obviously this tragedy that just happened with 450 Squadron in Petawawa. And those of you who are watching, and a lot of you people that are out there connected to me through LinkedIn and through personal relations, and of course Instagram and YouTube, this worldwide neural network that we have that is called the internet. Now, if you know what you're looking for, and if you're initiated into how to use the tools, then the internet is a wonderful thing. But these tools in the hands of idiots and the incompetent or the politically motivated is absolutely scary. Now, what I'm going to get into is I don't want to, I want to honor these people, these two pilots that died, however I can. And the best way I can do that is through information, because the highest part of the trade, in any trade, is the information. Now, admittedly, I didn't give this back. This was supposed to go back to my instructor here. This is the SRM for a Dash 8 and CRJ. That's what I have. These are the SRMs, right? Right on this piece, this plastic piece here, etched forever in time. And what I'm looking at here in front of me is the ch47D structural repair manual, the SRM. Now, again, if you know how to find, and you're initiated in research, and you're initiated in documentation, and you're initiated in contracts, which aircraft mechanics are, because when you sign on the dotted line and you put your stamp there, you are liable as the person responsible for those repairs. So everything from the layout, okay, to the bend, the orientation of the grains of the metal, what kind of metal, how much you stress it, how much where you put the holes, what your edge distance is, how accurate you are, how much you pound on it, how much you hit it, right? Because that's part of riveting, and the alloy of the material, and so on and so forth. And you have to understand the very essence of what you're doing, right? And I'm thinking about metallurgy here. In the tangent that I'm going on here with this is that well we're looking at helicopters, and helicopters, just like fixed-wing aircraft, have a limited lifespan. Now, I don't have, I got to do a bit more research to find the number of cycles that is the maximum on these aircraft, these helicopters here. But when everything is not in harmony, right? You're going to have static electricity and vibrations and other loads that cause cracks, right? That's what I primarily look for as a structures mechanic, as I look for cracks and I look for corrosion. Those two things are what kill structures. It's not everything is what you think it is. And again, if you're not initiated and if you're not experienced, then things can go wrong very quickly. If you don't know what you're looking at, you don't have the trained eye. So let's see. Now this is just 38 pages of it. Prepared by Boeing Defense and Space Group. So what I would have to find here, see there's a mil spec number. So this one here, the document, is only like the preface with the identification for the stations and the water lines, as they call it, because some, you know, because you think about seaplanes. So it's where to identify damage and so on and so forth. So let's gonna go to the Wayback Machine. And I'm gonna look up CSAR. And from CASR, I'm going to look up their article about the Chinook. June. Let's go back further to last time it was really active was in 2016. You see, we got a bit of a problem here with 2016. If you see in the pattern here, especially concerning my last video, which was for HOP, and again, I'm going to put this into, let's see if I can use this one. I was talking about leadership and interesting. Control F, cancel, Control F. You see, even back in 2016, they were talking about the ch47, the Spartan, for Canadian usage, and you know, I'm very much a fan of that instead of the aircraft that they selected for you know, the Buffalo replacement, because of the amount of composites that are involved in the aircraft, and composites don't like cold, they don't like water, and so on and so forth. So let's go Chinook, if I can find anything. Okay, so I'd have to find. So I'd have to actually have to talk to. Oh, I'm gonna find him. That'll be easy. He has a LinkedIn profile here. put that into the LinkedIn here. So you seem to have been available previously, but I can't find them right now. Sometimes people don't want to be found. Okay, so where am I going with this? Well, we all know the history of the Sea King and how poorly managed the Sea King and its replacements were. And, you know, considering the number of incidents within the past, since 2018, with the RCAF is really concerning. It's very concerning for someone like me. And considering, you know, there's a correlation between cultural Marxism, identity politics, and you know, immigration and money, right? Que bueno. And how much can we squeeze out of the technicians? How much can we squeeze out of the government? How much can we squeeze out of the military? And you know, it's really not the fault of the people at the bottom. It's really the fault of the people at the top. And when we're talking about the top, I'm going to be looking at the defense minister, D&D, and anything that may have been hidden from the minister, and so on and so forth. Because, well, tangentially, I through 6 degrees of separation, the group, the moose hunting group that my uncles were a part of, one of them was a metallurgist in the Canadian Forces. So there was also vibration issues with the cormorant because they uprated the engine here, and I'm looking at the Honeywell website about the ch47F. And like, I don't mean to scare anyone when I'm saying all of this, but information, you know, key to knowledge is power, hence the roundel. Okay, I encourage you to look this up yourself, because again, if you know what you're looking for, you can find anything. Now the Chinook design has been in here, it's from the Boeing website, has been in service since 1962, August 1962. The F, it doesn't say exactly. There's also the Model 234, which is a civilianized version. First flight, August 19th, 1980. Now, yeah, there's no reason to question the design itself, but you know, again, harmonics really matter. When you have dissonant resonances, you can have spontaneous disassemblies. hence why everything's safety wired and so on and so forth. When you have differential hardnesses and durability, well, ductility rather, of the materials used. So the differences between the stainless steel, the titanium, and the aluminum. So then you can have anodic cathode reactions as well, which promotes corrosion. So again, everything matters. Everything matters. Every single piece matters. Even how you finish the piece, the metal piece. And I've had, so say you want to slap something in, and you're in a pinch. Roller's okay, but in any and all case, I want to have that thing sprayed, right? And there's a treatment, and it's called allodyne. You etch an allodyne, and it's corrosion prevention that you have to do. And sometimes the companies, they don't have adequate facilities, or they don't have adequate practices. So this comes up in the, it comes out in the quality, the finished quality of the parts. Because me, since I've worked in factories, I'm always looking for factory correct or factory presentation, as if it came off an assembly line from a robot, stamped out. Again, information is, good information, it doesn't lose its potency. But, Canada has had a history of neglect when it comes to the equipment. And I was just reading something about the plan to replace the Griffins, which, I think it's about time. But then they want to replace them like in 2030 or something like that. And you're very much pushing it when you're considering the amount of forces that are involved in a helicopter. Okay, it's like twice, especially if you're looking at something like this. The more engines you put on something, the more force and more flex, more stiffness requirements, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. I'm not exactly 100% aerospace engineer yet. I'm just a stupid air cadet, with aerospace experience as a mechanic, right? Without a license and without credibility and without a paddle, because I'm fucking stupid. Again, they want to replace the CP-140s. They were talking about this back in 2016. Look at this article here. And there was already an operator well, they have a concept photo here of it landing Global Express Maritime Patrol aircraft. Is the Sentinel R1. And again, this gave reason for the global eye, the sub-global eye, because this R1 is based upon the 5 of the 6000. This is before the so it's much shorter fuselage than the 75, much less range. So 7500 has a 7,000 nautical mile operation capacity, and the Global has 6,000, something like that. The numbers mean something. Maximum range, there we go. We got 6,500 nautical miles, 12,000 kilometers. Again, half the time that the aircraft doesn't fly without the book, without the logbook, without traceability, right down to the very rivets. So again, the D&D is notorious for its terrible mismanagement of funds and procurement, and all the background handshake deals, the back scratching and collusion that happens, and the revolving door of the military-industrial complex between the private and the public sector. These are things that you have to consider, because every soldier knows that your equipment is built by the lowest bidder. It doesn't mean that it's lesser quality. It just means there was something that was going on in the background that you don't know about and may not want to know about, because again, war is a blood sacrifice for people that don't care about you. See if this is any useful. Maintenance manuals for the D. How many pages is it? From 2002. 724. Okay, this is legit. But I'm not going to tell you the URL. This isn't War Thunder. Because sometimes these documents can be distributed, and there's misinformation in it, so that the leakers, people who might be selling information, can be charged later as part of the evidence. So again, we talk about espionage, right? And this does happen, industrial and in between countries. Description. Now again, I haven't worked on this aircraft yet. I did submit, and I called up procurement to see if I could get a direct contract. That didn't happen. Anyways, this is still somewhat useful information, but it's pretty general as far as I can tell right now. Operation envelopes and stuff like that. Pressure altitudes. Index. Control. Let's see if we can find something here. There's a 7. Interesting. That's behind a paywall. I'm not doing that. Some of this is just absolutely useless. Like there's a lot of filler that's in the SRM that is there for liability's sake. Training circulars, field manuals. This required a bit more. Let's see if there's anything useful here. So potentially, I could learn this aircraft inside and out before even stepping foot inside the hangar in Petawawa. Stuff like this is why you don't screw with aircraft mechanics. You just don't do it. And when people aren't valued, then they do crazy shit. And as it goes with accidents, human factors, the majority is like 90 something percent or more of accidents are caused by human error. That's what I grew up watching Mayday, you know, so flight safety is number one in my mind. I don't want my work to be the reason why an aircraft becomes a lawn dart. That's all I have to say for now. You know, my condolences and my feelings go out to the families and the rest of the Canadian Forces for this loss, this unnecessary loss. I look forward to the flight data recorders and the cross-examination from the flight safety officers and possibly Transport Canada. If I have the opportunity to examine the structures and so on and so forth in the accident scene myself, then I'll give my thoughts and feelings on it. But at this time, I'm just as helpless as everybody else. So, God bless. I love you. And take care of yourself.